Okay, guys, as you can see, I've got the full knee extension brace on my leg. Um, I've got a new brace. It's one that you can actually change the range of motions in, and not just a long splint, so I can actually move it around. So with this splint, this knee brace also has, as you can see on the side, it has a range of motion where I can adjust. I can adjust the extension, meaning how far my knee can straighten out. And I also have a brace mechanism here where I can remove that can help me to say how much my knee will bend. And right now I don't have to worry about the bend because I don't have a lot of bend. I have the extension, but I don't have the bend. So I got to work on getting where I get more bend. Also, this brace has a lockout position. So whenever I'm standing, if I want to get completely safe so my knee don't to keep my knee in straight position and not re-injure it in the beginning, I lock this. And so whenever I lock it, it stays straight. Whatever position it stays straight, just like the old brace. But then I can push this release here and I can get whatever range. If I want full range, I can move this dial on the side where I can get full range of motion all the way back, or I can adjust it to whatever range I want to be safe in my leg. So right now, I think I've got it set on like 30 degrees right now, from zero to negative extension. So that way I get a little bit of, I get full extension, but I can get a little, 30 degrees of flexion with as long as the brace is on. But when I'm doing these exercises, I'm actually going to remove the brace because whatever the leg will do, normally I want it to do. And I don't want anything to limit me from being able to do that. So right now I'm going to take and you can see I'm going to remove the brace. It has locking gadgets here. I'm going to take that off. Okay, and so I can lift my leg out of this brace. They also gave me a stocking to put on my leg here, and that was just to keep the friction from over my knee where my knee was incision is here. As you can see, it's healing up nicely. This is to keep that protected so that whenever I had any kind of hardware on it stops some of the friction. So rubbing against that and causing any irritation or bruise, or this area is hypersensitive now because it's healing, and everything is still, and there's numbness here below the knee where probably where the nerve was severed, and they also did the anchor, so it's still little dull. It's got feeling here, but when you get here lateral and distal, it starts to be very sensitive and not a lot of feeling there. So I mean, it's there, but it's just dull. And then the knee itself is swollen from me starting to walk on it more. It's starting to swell and a little sensitive, but all those things are normal. So one of the exercises I do is I do what they call dorsiflexion, and I'm pulling my toes up, and I'm pulling my toes up. And what that does is just helps me get my ankle back range of motion. And also because of my calf muscles have not been utilized as much because it was in the brace and my leg was straight, it helps my calf muscles to start firing again and to start developing some of their strength and supporting the ankle part of the movement. Because whenever we walk instead of a straight legging it, we'll actually walk in a heel toe pattern. And so what it'll help me to do is like a rocker arm. It'll help me to walk like this. And so I'm working and getting that back normal. Okay, and then I'm going to move into what we do is knee extensions. Right now I can lift it up, but this is really new because I haven't been able to do it because it's just been in a brace. So I can extend it and it's tight. I don't have full extension. I'm probably minus 12 to 15 degrees of full extension, maybe 20 degrees, because when I lift it here, right there where it's anchored at, it's really tight and it's sore. So I'm not able to do that. Now, this is the thing. I'm not able to do that. Now, if I have a therapist to come in and do that for me, or I'll have one of my daughters or my wife do it, they can lift that all the way into full extension, or I can take my other leg and support it and get a higher extension out of it to get the better range. But I don't want them to support it too much, um, and me let them range it out passively because I need to strengthen that. Now the knee needs to be strengthened. I can get full extension, but I need to be able to fully extend it. Okay. Also, I'm starting to do knee flexion stuff. What I will do is I'll take the heel out and I'll pull it back as far as I can. And this is really the hard part because after it being set straight so long, it continues to, it's limited in that. So I'll lift it up and I'll pull it back a little bit. And then I'll straighten it out. Then I'll pull it back a little bit. Okay. And once it gets to a certain position, I can lift it, come on back. That right there is, that angle now is tight from me beginning. That is very tight. So I'm right here. Now understand my leg's got to go all the way back like the other leg, but it's not able to right now. So I straightened it out. And one of the things that a lot of people tell you, never underestimate the power of uh, of self-stimulating. Use your hands. You can use your hands when you rub something. This desensitizes, which means that it doesn't make it brings back the normal feeling of it because you got dermal nerves, and these touching it, sensory nerves, helps renew that normal feeling in the legs. And touching is one of the best things you can do for a human body. It helps to not only do you get feedback from your hand, but you also get feedback from the part of your body that you're touching. So that way that it helps to renew those nerves. And in other words, this will help me get this numbness here. It'll help that to come back sooner by me doing this and touching it. It also helps to make it help me feel better, feel my leg feel touch and heat and cold better because of what I'm doing is I'm reintroducing stuff to the sensory nerves that's been kind of dulled. Okay, and like I said, we do lifting it up and extending, and we lift it up and extend, and I'll do that probably about 3 sets. I can do some icing on it if icing is not too intense. Sometimes icing and heat is too intense. After this, you feel like you could do it, but it's too intense. It's just too overwhelming. So you have to maybe wait till a little later to do that. But that, okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I get out to the end of the seat, and as you can see, a lot of my leg is atrophied from non-use. Hopefully I can get my legs to be dealt back. But what I do is I take it, I push down, and I squeeze, and I squeeze. And what they call this is quadriceps. Now, even though the muscle is shortened, these muscles haven't had to be used because I've been keeping it straight and no weight on it. So what I got to do is I got to squeeze and I squeeze and I squeeze. And what that does, that tightens. Not only does it help the knee extension, but it helps to strengthen these muscles of supporting the knee and the upper thigh. So when I don't have the brace on, I get back that whenever I step on it, that the knee just doesn't give away. It actually I have strengthened my quad to control the forward movement of my knee over my foot when I'm walking, so that it doesn't give away on me. Because one of the things after you do this and you're walking, every now and then you will have a latent spot in there where the muscle will give away, and it'll feel like like it's almost gonna go from under you. A lot of people just say, my leg just goes out from under me, but it really means it's just got a weak area in there that you haven't developed the strength in. And when it hits that area, it gives away. So all these things I'm doing is trying to keep that from being an area in there with being a later concern. And as you see, my muscles are tightening up. Now, that's new for that leg because after I've injured it. Now, it's not going to tighten like this leg where you can see I can squeeze this one, which this leg is atrophy too because I haven't got to train them either one. But you see the muscles are flexing and tight, and the knee extends, and all these muscles around the knee, which you can see I had an old surgery here on this leg, the same one. And now this one's flexing, but it's real mild. I can't squeeze it hard enough to make the muscles really come out and show because it's weak. But I'll just keep doing that. And as I keep doing that from day to day, the strength will increase, and then I'll be able to get full flexion like I do. which is good stability because when you're standing on it, you're flexing. You flex these muscles like that, and it gives your legs knee stability when you're moving it. And like I said, keep range and motion to the knee, range and motion to the knee, range and motion to the knee and ankle, doing the ankle as well, and all those stuff. And then, like I said, icing it. And I'll probably be doing those for 3 or 4 sets because I'm starting out slow. And then what I'll do is I'll get here and I'll just see it. And later on, I'll be pushing it forward. But right now, I'll pull the knee back as far as I can stand it, where it doesn't hurt too bad, and can get it back. And I'll just sit here in this position. And what that'll do is because it hasn't been bent since prior to the surgery and the rupture, I'll put it like that. And what that does is it lets it stretch out. And then I'll take a break. I'll give myself a break and pull it out. And then I'll pull it back again and pull it back as far as I can stand it. And I'll just set my foot down and let it stay with that much pressure on it, so it'll start to stretch that muscle back out, those quad muscles back out, so that I can get some of my range back. And if I show you the side view with me, that knee is about, at that angle, is probably at about, right now, it's probably about I probably got about 35 to 40 degrees of knee flexion, which is pretty good because it's only been, since he's allowed me to do it, it's only been like, it's probably only been like a week. So that's pretty good because it started out with just a little bit of full extension. So that's pretty good in a week. Hopefully by next week, that range will change from, 35 to maybe hopefully to 55 or 60. Because once it starts to stretch, it'll start to stretch more. But thank you guys for tuning in. Stay posted and watch me rehab and go through this patella tendon repair post surgery, and hopefully it's helped someone else. This video can help, and then later on I'll be online to answer questions about just general fitness, rehab, or injuries, or whatever questions you guys have. I'll try to answer them. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Thank you.